Hello crafty friends. Over the last couple of months I've made loads of backgrounds that I haven't used on cards. So today I pulled out a bunch of watercolour type backgrounds with the intention of using them to create some embellishments that I could put on cards. Off camera I used a Sizzix tag die to die cut some large tags from my backgrounds. I also used a die to cut some ticket shaped tags from the small bits that were left over. And then I went through my box of leftover die cuts and embellishments and grabbed a load to use. I will try and find all the videos in which I made all the backgrounds and embellishments and things and link them below. So if you want to see how I made what I used today, then check out this video's description. So the first thing I did was organise my tags into colour families. I've got a pile of warm colours like reds, oranges and yellows, a pile of greeny blues and a pile of pinky purples. So I chose my warm colour tags, gave them all a scalloped circle that I'd cut from white linen textured cardstock. I also gave them one of my previously made pale watercoloury hexagons. These were cool colour hexagons, so they provided a nice bit of contrast to the warm colour tags. I then gave each one of the little tags that I made, again in cool colours. So you've got a warm colour background with cool colour foreground elements. For everything today I used white glue. This is high tack PVA white glue, Elmer's glue, school glue, wood glue, whatever you want to call it. I use this because it's a very grabby glue, so when you stick things down with it, they stay put even while the glue is still wet. To finish off my clusters, I added a little envelope, again previously made in another video. And then I set these aside to dry while I worked on my blue-green tags. Now I thought these would work really well with the Christmas tree elements that I had left over. So again I added a white scalloped circle. This is just something to separate the background tag from the foreground cluster. It provides that little bit of separation so you can take in both elements. And then I added some pink trees because of all the trees that I had, these stood out well. I had a couple of yellow trees, so I added these to two of the tags. And I set those aside to dry and worked on another one of the bluey green tags. I chose two pinky postage stamp die cuts because again these would really pop against the bluey green, and I had one black stamped die cut flower and I thought that would look great too. I did have some green stamped die cut leaves which I added, and then I set that aside. I did have a couple more greeny blue tags and some greeny blue candles and brown candles left over from the last video that I did. So I thought I'd add those. Again, a scalloped circle to provide a bit of separation. And on one tag, I put a higgledy-piggledy line of candles along the bottom and trimmed those off. And on the other tag, actually this one's purpley blue, I put the scallop circle in the top left and added the remaining three blue-green candles. A nice little odd number of candles. So now onto the rest of the bluey purple tags. Again, scalloped circle, and then a kind of random collection of whatever bits and bobs I had left over. So on one I've got a pink postage stamp and one of the tag dies. On another one I just popped the tag die and then added some white floral die cuts to it. On another I added a warm colour little tag and then some blue flowers. And my aim with these tags was really just to use up as many of my die cuts as possible while creating something that I could put on a card at short notice. So these tags will go in my box of leftover bits, and if I need a card at short notice, I can pull an appropriate one out and stick it on the front of a card, and there you go, all done. Or come Christmas maybe, I'll use the Christmas ones on the presents that I give to my nieces and nephews. These are great little things for having as backups. Use them when you haven't got time to make a whole card from scratch. But they're also great for getting your mojo going. If you feel like you haven't got what it takes to make a card right now, then just grab some of your leftovers, your leftover backgrounds, your leftover die cuts, and put them together. Some of them may turn out to be not your favourite thing in the world, and that's okay. And some of them may really surprise you when you pull in some disparate elements, but you actually get something really cohesive. As I say, you can use these on cards, you can use them as gift tags, you could use them in journaling, junk journaling, scrapbooking. The world's your oyster, really. So all I did to finish off my tags was to add appropriate elements. I added circles, little homemade enamel dots, I added flower centres, I added stars to my Christmas trees, I used an acrylic paint pen to give my little Christmas trees some trunks. When it came to all the envelopes, some of them I added lots of little gold hearts that I punched out with a hole punch, fluttering up out of the envelopes. For some of the envelopes, I added some butterflies. So I put a larger gold butterfly on the envelope itself, and then I added a sprinkling of small butterflies that I die cut out, as if these were fluttering up the tags. Now you can leave these unsentimented if you want absolute flexibility in how you use them, but I thought for the purposes of this video I would add sentiments. So I just went through my boxes of sentiments and pulled out appropriate ones to stick on the tags. So the ones with the hearts coming out of the envelopes I turned into send in hugs tags. In a similar vein, I put thinking of you and warm wishes and love from all of us on the butterfly envelope cards. On the candle cards, that had to be happy birthday, didn't it? So I added happy birthday. And then the flower ones were a bit more generic, hello and especially for you. The Christmas tree ones obviously got Christmas sentiments. And that was all these tags finished. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and it's given you a whole bunch of ideas of things you can do with your leftovers. If it has, do let me know in the comments, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I'll see you back here very soon for another video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.